If you're over 60 and noticing your muscles aren't what they used to be, you're not imagining things. Muscle loss with age is real, and it's affecting your strength, balance, and independence right now. But here's what the supplement industry doesn't want you to know. The solution isn't in expensive protein powders or eating endless eggs every morning. What if I told you there's a simple vegetable soup that packs more protein punch than eggs, costs a fraction of what you're spending on supplements, and actually tastes incredible? Sounds too good to be true, right? Stay with me until the very end of this video, because I'm not just sharing this recipe. I'm revealing the exact science behind why this works, the specific mistake that's making your muscle loss worse, and the preparation method that unlocks protein your body can actually absorb. Miss any part, and you might miss the key that changes everything. My grandmother lost her ability to climb stairs at 68. Within 3 months of discovering this soup, she was gardening again and carrying her own groceries. This isn't about a miracle cure. This is about understanding what your muscles desperately need and giving it to them in the most efficient way possible. Let's talk about what's really happening inside your body after 60. Every decade past 30, you naturally lose between 3 to 8% of your muscle mass. By the time you hit 60, this accelerates dramatically. Scientists call it sarcopenia, but you know it by different names. The weakness when you lift your grandkids, the unsteadiness when you stand up too quickly, the fatigue that hits you after activities that used to be effortless. But here's the part that shocked me when I discovered it. Most people over 60 aren't losing muscle because they're not eating enough protein. They're losing muscle because they're eating the wrong kind of protein at the wrong times, prepared in the wrong way. Your digestive system isn't the same as it was at 30. Your stomach produces less acid. Your intestines absorb nutrients differently. Your muscles have become resistant to the signals that tell them to grow and repair. This is called anabolic resistance, and it's the real enemy. You could eat 10 eggs a day, drink protein shakes for every meal, and still watch your muscles shrink. Why? Because it's not about the amount, it's about bioavailability, amino acid profiles, and something called the anabolic threshold that changes everything after 60. Everyone says eggs are the perfect protein. They're not wrong. Eggs are excellent. One large egg gives you about 6 grams of high-quality protein with all essential amino acids. For younger people, this works beautifully. But after 60, your body needs a different approach. Research from the Journal of Nutrition shows that older adults need approximately 30 to 40 grams of protein in a single meal just to trigger muscle protein synthesis. That's 5 to 7 eggs in one sitting, every single meal. Let's be honest. Are you going to eat 6 eggs for breakfast, 6 for lunch, and 6 for dinner? The cholesterol concerns alone would make your doctor nervous, not to mention the digestive issues and the sheer monotony of it. Plus, here's something critical. Eggs are missing something your aging muscles desperately crave. They're low in specific compounds that reduce inflammation, support joint health, and contain the phytonutrients that protect your muscle cells from oxidative stress. Animal protein alone isn't giving you the complete picture. Your body after 60 needs a protein source that's dense, easily digestible, anti-inflammatory, and comes packaged with the micronutrients that support the entire muscle building process. Eggs can't do this alone. Now, before you think I'm about to tell you to go vegan and eat tofu all day, stop right there. This isn't about eliminating animal protein. This is about discovering what plant-based protein can do when it's prepared correctly and combined strategically. The vegetables I'm going to reveal contain complete protein profiles, meaning they have all 9 essential amino acids your body cannot produce on its own. But more importantly, they contain something eggs never will: leucine-rich compounds combined with anti-inflammatory phytochemicals that don't just build muscle, they protect it. Here's the science that changed my understanding completely. Studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed mixed protein sources, combining plant and animal proteins, had significantly better muscle mass retention than those who relied on animal protein alone. Why? Because plant proteins come with fiber that feeds your gut bacteria, which then produce short-chain fatty acids that reduce muscle inflammation. They contain magnesium and potassium that support muscle contraction. They have antioxidants that protect muscle cells from age-related damage. When you eat the right vegetables prepared the right way, you're not just getting protein. You're getting a complete muscle support system in a bowl. And the protein content, it's going to surprise you. Let me introduce you to the 3 vegetables that form the foundation of this muscle recovery soup and why each one is essential. First, lentils. 1 cup of cooked lentils delivers 18 grams of protein. That's 3 eggs worth of protein, but with 9 grams of fiber, enormous amounts of folate and iron, and virtually no fat. Lentils contain leucine, the specific amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. They're the protein powerhouse. Second, spinach. While spinach alone isn't protein dense, it contains nitrates that improve blood flow to your muscles, delivering nutrients more efficiently. It's loaded with magnesium, which is essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. Plus, the vitamin K in spinach supports bone health because strong muscles need strong bones. Third, peas. Green peas are criminally underrated. 1 cup contains 8 grams of protein, more than an egg. Plus, they're rich in branched-chain amino acids that specifically prevent muscle breakdown. They contain vitamin C, which supports collagen production for connective tissue strength. But here's where it gets interesting. These vegetables alone aren't the complete answer. The magic happens when you combine them with specific ingredients that unlock their protein potential and multiply their benefits. Nutritional yeast adds another 5 grams of complete protein per tablespoon, plus it's packed with B vitamins that support energy metabolism. Hemp seeds contribute another 3 grams per tablespoon, with omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation. When you combine these ingredients in the right proportions with the right preparation method, you create something extraordinary. A single bowl that delivers 40 grams of complete, highly bioavailable protein with anti-inflammatory compounds, digestive support, and muscle protective nutrients. Here's the truth nobody talks about. It doesn't matter how much protein you eat if your body can't absorb it. This is especially critical after 60, when your digestive system isn't as efficient. Protein from solid foods requires significant digestive effort. Your stomach must produce enough acid to break it down. Your pancreas must release enzymes to separate amino acids. Your intestines must absorb these through their walls. Every step becomes less efficient with age. This is why soup changes everything. When you cook these protein-rich vegetables into a soup, you're essentially pre-digesting them. You're breaking down cell walls, softening fibers, and creating a form your body can process with minimal effort. But there's a specific way to prepare this soup that maximizes bioavailability. If you cook it too long, you destroy heat-sensitive amino acids. If you don't cook it long enough, the protein remains bound up in indigestible structures. The temperature, timing, and ingredient sequence matter enormously. Adding healthy fats like olive oil or avocado to the soup serves a crucial purpose. Fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K need fat to be absorbed. These vitamins are essential for muscle function and protein metabolism. Without adequate, healthy fats, you're leaving nutrition on the table. The herbs and spices you add aren't just for flavor. Turmeric contains curcumin, which has been shown to reduce muscle inflammation and improve recovery. Black pepper contains piperine, which increases the absorption of nutrients by up to 2,000%. Garlic supports immune function and has anti-inflammatory properties. When you prepare this soup correctly, you're creating a scientifically optimized delivery system for muscle recovery. Before we get to the recipe, I need to address the mistake that's sabotaging most people's efforts to build muscle after 60. You might be doing everything right, eating enough protein, exercising regularly, and still losing muscle. The problem? Meal timing and distribution. Most older adults eat their protein like this: a small breakfast with maybe 10 grams of protein, a moderate lunch with 15 grams, and a large dinner with 30 grams. Here's why this doesn't work. Your muscles can only utilize so much protein at once to trigger growth and repair. Research shows that older adults need at least 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal to overcome anabolic resistance. Eating 60 grams at dinner doesn't compensate for the protein-deficient breakfast and lunch. Your muscles were in breakdown mode all day, and one large meal can't reverse 12 hours of muscle loss. The solution is protein distribution. You need 30 to 40 grams at breakfast, 30 to 40 at lunch, and 30 to 40 at dinner. This keeps your muscles in an anabolic, muscle-building state throughout the day. This soup isn't just a meal, it's a strategic tool. One large bowl provides 40 grams of protein. Have it for lunch, and you've secured your midday muscle protection. Have it as a late breakfast, and you've front-loaded your day with muscle-building fuel. Another critical mistake: not consuming protein soon enough. After resistance exercise, your muscles have a 60 to 90 minute window of heightened sensitivity to protein after strength training. Having this soup within that window dramatically increases its effectiveness. Let me break down exactly what one serving of this soup delivers, because the protein is just the beginning. 40 grams of complete protein with all essential amino acids, specifically rich in leucine, isoleucine, and valine, the branched chain amino acids that prevent muscle breakdown and support recovery. 15 grams of dietary fiber, which feeds beneficial gut bacteria that produce compounds supporting muscle health and reducing inflammation throughout your body. Significant amounts of iron, which carries oxygen to your muscle cells. Without adequate oxygen, your muscles can't generate energy efficiently, leading to premature fatigue. Magnesium and potassium, two minerals essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. Deficiencies in these minerals cause cramps, weakness, and impaired recovery. B-complex vitamins from nutritional yeast, which are essential for converting food into cellular energy. Without B vitamins, your muscles can't use the protein you're feeding them. Omega-3 fatty acids from hemp seeds, which reduce inflammation that accelerates muscle breakdown. Chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of age-related muscle loss. Antioxidants from vegetables and herbs, protecting muscle cells from oxidative damage caused by exercise and aging. This isn't just a protein delivery system, it's comprehensive muscle nutrition in a single meal. I want to share some results from people who've implemented this soup into their daily routine, because the changes go beyond what you might expect. Margaret, 67, started having this soup for lunch 5 days a week. After 6 weeks, she noticed she could carry her laundry basket upstairs without stopping to rest, something she hadn't been able to do in 2 years. After 3 months, her doctor noted improved muscle mass in her physical exam. Robert, 72, combined this soup with light resistance training twice a week. Within 8 weeks, he regained the ability to get up from a chair without using his hands, a key indicator of functional strength. His balance improved significantly, reducing his fall risk. Linda, 64, was skeptical about vegetable protein. She'd been having eggs every morning for years. Within 1 month of replacing her lunch with this soup, she noticed less afternoon fatigue and more energy for evening walks. After 2 months, her grip strength had increased measurably. These aren't isolated cases. The combination of adequate, evenly distributed protein intake with the anti-inflammatory and nutrient-dense properties of this soup creates measurable results. But here's what's important to understand. This isn't a quick fix. You won't drink one bowl and suddenly have the muscles of a 30-year-old. Muscle recovery and growth after 60 takes consistency. You need to provide your body with the right nutrition daily, combined with appropriate stimulus from movement and resistance exercise. The people seeing results aren't just having this soup occasionally. They're making it a staple, having it 4 to 6 times per week, and supporting it with walks, light weights, or body weight exercises. Speaking of exercise, let's address how this soup works with physical activity, because nutrition alone won't reverse muscle loss. You need both. Your muscles operate on a simple principle: use it or lose it. Without regular stimulus, your body sees no reason to maintain muscle tissue. It's metabolically expensive. Muscles burn calories even at rest. So your body constantly looks for excuses to break them down if they're not being used. Resistance training sends an unmistakable signal. These muscles are needed. This triggers muscle protein synthesis, the process where your body uses amino acids to repair and build muscle tissue. But here's the catch. This process can only happen if amino acids are available. This is where the soup becomes essential. Having it within 90 minutes after resistance exercise floods your system with the exact amino acids your muscles need to respond to the exercise stimulus. The leucine triggers the mTOR pathway, which initiates muscle protein synthesis. The other amino acids provide the building blocks. The anti-inflammatory compounds reduce exercise-induced muscle damage. You don't need intense exercise. For people over 60, moderate resistance training 2 to 3 times per week is sufficient. This could be bodyweight exercises like squats, push-ups against a wall, or light dumbbells. Even resistance bands provide enough stimulus. The key is consistency and protein timing. Exercise without adequate protein leads to muscle breakdown. You're damaging tissue without providing repair materials. Protein without exercise leads to minimal muscle gain because there's no stimulus to grow. Together, they create a powerful synergy that can genuinely reverse age-related muscle loss. Soup preparation. Now, let's get to what you've been waiting for: the exact recipe and preparation method for this muscle recovery soup. Ingredients. For the protein base, 1 cup dried red lentils, rinsed thoroughly. 1 cup dried green peas or split peas, rinsed 4 cups. Fresh spinach, roughly chopped 1 cup frozen or fresh green peas. For enhanced protein, 3 tablespoons nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons hemp seeds, vegetables for nutrition and flavor, 1 large onion, diced 4 cloves garlic, minced 2 large carrots, diced 2 celery stalks, diced 1 large tomato, diced 1 small sweet potato, cubed. For absorption and anti-inflammatory benefits, 2 tablespoons olive oil or avocado oil, 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1 teaspoon paprika, 1/2 teaspoon ginger powder, or 1 tablespoon fresh grated ginger. Liquid, 8 cups low sodium vegetable broth, 2 cups water. Finishing touches, juice of 1 lemon. Fresh parsley or cilantro, chopped sea salt to taste. Preparation steps. Step 1, prepare your ingredients. Rinse the lentils and dried peas thoroughly in cold water until the water runs clear. This removes excess starch and any debris. Dice all your vegetables into uniform sizes for even cooking. Mince the garlic and set aside separately. You'll add this later for maximum benefits. Step 2, heat the olive oil or avocado oil in a large pot over medium heat. This step is crucial. Heating the oil activates the fat-soluble compounds you'll be adding. Once the oil shimmers, add the diced onions and a pinch of salt. Sauté for 3 to 4 minutes until the onions become translucent. The salt draws out moisture and helps the onions caramelize slightly. Step 3, add the carrots, celery, and sweet potato. Sauté for another 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. This step develops flavor through caramelization and begins breaking down the vegetable's cell walls, making nutrients more accessible. Step 4, add the minced garlic, turmeric, black pepper, cumin, paprika, and ginger. Stir constantly for 60 to 90 seconds. This is critical. You're blooming the spices in the oil, which releases their aromatic compounds and activates curcumin from the turmeric. The black pepper is essential here. It increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%. Don't skip it. Step 5, add the rinsed lentils and dried peas. Stir them into the vegetable and spice mixture, coating them thoroughly with the oil and spices. Let them toast for 2 minutes. This step enhances flavor and begins the protein breakdown process. Step 6, pour in the vegetable broth and water. Add the diced tomato, increase heat to high, and bring the mixture to a boil. This should take about 5 to 7 minutes. Step 7, once boiling, reduce heat to medium-low. Cover the pot, leaving the lid slightly ajar to allow steam to escape. Simmer for 25 to 30 minutes. The lentils should be tender but not mushy. Check at 25 minutes. Red lentils cook faster than split peas. You want everything soft enough to blend if desired, but with integrity if you prefer chunky soup. Step 8, add the fresh or frozen green peas and chopped spinach. Stir them in and let them cook for another 5 minutes. The spinach will wilt down dramatically. The peas need just enough heat to become tender while retaining their bright color and nutrients. Step 9, remove from heat. This is where you add the nutritional yeast and hemp seeds. Stir them in thoroughly. We add these after cooking because excessive heat can damage some of their delicate amino acids and B vitamins. Step 10, blend to your preferred consistency. Here you have options. Option A, leave it completely chunky for a hearty stew-like soup. This works well if you have strong digestion. Option B, use an immersion blender to partially blend it, leaving some texture. This is ideal. You get improved digestibility while maintaining some whole pieces for satisfaction. Option C, blend it completely smooth in a high-speed blender. This maximizes bioavailability and is perfect for anyone with digestive sensitivity. Step 11, stir in the fresh lemon juice. This final acid brightens all the flavors and adds vitamin C, which helps with iron absorption from the lentils. Step 12, taste and adjust seasoning with sea salt. Start with 1/2 teaspoon and add more if needed. Remember, the nutritional yeast adds a savory, slightly salty flavor, so you likely need less salt than you think. Step 13, serve hot, garnished with fresh parsley or cilantro, and an extra drizzle of olive oil on top. The fresh herbs add additional phytonutrients, and the olive oil on top ensures you're getting adequate healthy fats for vitamin absorption. Storage and meal prep. This recipe makes approximately 6 to 8 large servings. Here's how to store it properly. Refrigerator. Store in airtight containers for up to 5 days. The soup will thicken as it sits. The lentils and peas continue absorbing liquid. When reheating, add a splash of water or broth to return it to desired consistency. Freezer. This soup freezes exceptionally well. Portion it into individual servings in freezer-safe containers. Leave about an inch of space at the top for expansion. Freeze for up to 3 months. Thaw overnight in the refrigerator or reheat directly from frozen on the stovetop, adding liquid as needed. Meal prep strategy: make a large batch on Sunday. Portion it into containers with exactly 2 cups per container. This is approximately 1 serving that delivers your 40 grams of protein. Label with the date and protein content. Each morning, grab a container for lunch. Heat it at work or have it ready at home. Customization options. The beauty of this soup is its flexibility. Once you've made the base recipe, you can customize it. For extra protein, add 1/2 cup of quinoa, which contributes another 8 grams of protein per serving. Quinoa is a complete protein and adds a nice texture. For creaminess without dairy, blend in 1/2 cup of raw cashews, soaked for 2 hours, or add a 14-ounce can of coconut milk. This increases calorie density for those who need to gain weight while adding healthy fats. For heat, add cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, or fresh jalapenos. Capsaicin, the compound that makes peppers hot, has been shown to support metabolism and may help with muscle recovery. For extra vegetables, throw in zucchini, bell peppers, kale, or chard. More vegetables mean more phytonutrients, fiber, and micronutrients. For different flavor profiles, the spice combination I gave you creates an Indian-inspired flavor. For Mediterranean, use oregano, basil, and thyme instead. For Mexican, use chili powder and coriander. Serving suggestions. While this soup is a complete meal on its own, you can enhance it further. Pair it with a small piece of whole grain bread for additional complex carbohydrates if you're having it post-workout. Your muscles need carbs to replenish glycogen stores. Add a side of sauerkraut or kimchi. The probiotics support gut health, which is essential for nutrient absorption and reducing system-wide inflammation. Top it with avocado slices for extra healthy fats, creaminess, and additional calories if you're trying to maintain or gain weight. Sprinkle with pumpkin seeds, pepitas for extra zinc, which supports immune function and muscle recovery. Important preparation notes. Don't rush the cooking. Lentils and peas need adequate time to become fully tender. Undercooked legumes are harder to digest and may cause bloating. If you experience gas or bloating from legumes, it's usually because of oligosaccharides, complex sugars that humans can't digest. Solutions: rinse your dried legumes thoroughly, soak them overnight before cooking, discard the soaking water, and add a strip of kombu seaweed while cooking. It contains enzymes that break down these sugars. The turmeric will stain everything: cutting boards, utensils, countertops. Use wooden or silicone utensils and clean up spills immediately with a paste of baking soda and water. Fresh lemon juice is essential at the end. It doesn't just add flavor. The acidity helps balance the earthiness of the legumes and brightens all the other flavors. Bottled lemon juice doesn't provide the same effect. Scaling the recipe. Want to make less or more? This recipe scales perfectly. Half the recipe makes 3 to 4 servings. Double it to make 12 to 16 servings for serious meal prep. If doubling, you may need a very large pot, at least 10 to 12 quarts. Here's what we've covered today and why it matters so much. For anyone over 60 who's concerned about muscle loss, strength, and independence, your muscles after 60 face a perfect storm: reduced protein synthesis, increased protein breakdown, anabolic resistance, decreased digestive efficiency, and chronic low-grade inflammation. Fighting this with eggs alone isn't enough. You need a comprehensive approach. This vegetable soup delivers 40 grams of complete, highly bioavailable protein in a form your body can easily digest and absorb. But it's not just protein. It provides anti-inflammatory compounds from turmeric and ginger. It offers fiber that supports gut health and reduces system-wide inflammation. It contains the vitamins and minerals essential for muscle contraction, recovery, and growth. The science is clear. Distributed protein intake of 30 to 40 grams per meal, combined with resistance exercise 2 to 3 times per week, can genuinely reverse age-related muscle loss. Not slow it down, reverse it. This soup is your strategic tool. Make a large batch. Have it for lunch 5 days a week. Have it within 90 minutes after strength training. Be consistent for 8 to 12 weeks and measure your results, not just by the scale, but by how you feel. Can you climb stairs more easily? Can you carry groceries longer? Can you get up from chairs without pushing off? These functional improvements matter more than any number. You have the recipe now. You understand the science. You know why this works when other approaches fail. The question is, will you take action? Your muscles at 60, 70, or 80 can still respond. They can still grow. They can still get stronger. But they need the right fuel consistently delivered, combined with appropriate stimulus. This soup is that fuel. Remember these key benefits: 40 grams of complete protein per serving, anti-inflammatory support for muscle recovery, enhanced bioavailability through soup form, comprehensive micronutrient support for muscle function, and gut health benefits that reduce system-wide inflammation. This isn't just food, it's medicine delivered through nutrition. The preparation is simple. Sauté your aromatics, bloom your spices, simmer your protein-rich legumes, add your greens, finish with nutritional yeast and hemp seeds, and adjust to your preferred consistency. Make it part of your weekly routine. Your future self will thank you. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you found this information valuable, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I create evidence-based content about health, nutrition, and aging well every week. In upcoming videos, I'll be covering the exact resistance training program that pairs perfectly with this soup, the supplements that actually work for muscle building after 60, and the meal timing strategies that maximize muscle protein synthesis throughout the day. You won't want to miss these. Remember, you now know about a 40-gram protein soup that costs less than a protein shake, how anti-inflammatory compounds protect your hard-earned muscle, why meal timing matters more than total daily protein, the exact preparation method that maximizes bioavailability, and how to combine this with exercise for real, measurable results. Start today. Make this soup this week. Commit to consistency. Your muscles, your strength, your independence, they're all within your control. You have the tools. Now use them. Until next time, stay strong, stay nourished, and keep moving forward.